"We are very disappointed and very proud as well," Thomas Tuchel stated after the Madrid game, which ended in a 5-4 loss on aggregate. "We were unlucky. That is why we are disappointed. We got beaten by individual quality and conversion. We made 2 mistakes, 2 ball losses. We deserve to go through after this match today. It was not intended to be. Chelsea created a lot of chances, both in the first and the second legs, but were not clinical enough to end them. At the same time, they conceded way too easily, leaving gaps at the back for Benzema and Rodrigo to score." As Chelsea's comeback to take Real Madrid into extra time took center stage, elsewhere the largest giant slaying of the tournament took place. Villarreal are into the Champions League semi-finals after a heroic 1-1 draw away at Bayern Munich on Tuesday, secured a 2-1 aggregate success at Allianz Arena. Chelsea came close to toppling Real Madrid, winning by a 3-2 score, but that was enough to see Real Madrid to a 5-4 aggregate victory. After a goalless first half, of which went in accordance to their script for Unai Emery and his players, the inevitable Robert Lewandowski received the German giants back into it. It was a struggle of a match for Bayern, regardless of dominating possession and taking 23 shots to Villarreal's 4. Only 4 of Bayern's shots hit the target and 11 of their shots were speculative attempts from outdoor the box. Julian Nagelsmann's side were unable to kick on, though, and it was Villarreal who found the crucial winning goal with a lethal counterattack completed off by Samuel Chukwueze to silence the home support. Bayern only have themselves to blame given the possibilities they squandered and their failure to create chances from the off. However, full credit score should go to Emery and his United squad, which advances to the semi-finals against the odds to equal their 2005-06 performance when they lost narrowly to Arsenal. It's a landmark moment for a special club and a suitable distraction from their middling La Liga form. Despite being labelled one of the weaker teams remaining in Champions League, no one will want to face the Yellow Submarine in the final round. Chelsea were up against it, coming into the second leg behind by 2 goals after last week's match at Stamford Bridge. But Mason Mount restored belief only 15 minutes into the match. He took a Timo Werner pass and was able to turn it into an amazing finish. Chelsea were unfortunate not to be ahead by multiple goals heading into the half, but that would foreshadow what was to come later on. Following a corner that should have been a goal kick, Antonio Rudiger was left unmarked to head in Mount's corner. Minutes later, Marcos Alonso had the ball in the back of the net, but when he was setting up to shoot, the ball was judged to have hit his hand, so it was ruled out by VAR. Chelsea would get their third, but it would take till the 75th minute when Timo Werner rounded the keeper but still needed assistance from a Thibaut Courtois deflection to score. Real Madrid confirmed that they cannot be left for dead as Luka Modric lifted a lofted ball over the Chelsea defense that fell to Rodrigo for a goal that he made appear easier than it actually was. Christian Pulisic additionally had 2 suitable possibilities for the Blues in the closing minutes but was unable to finish them, leading to extra time. Extra time, or really any time, where the game is on the line, should be named Benzema time, and Vinicius Jr. was able to discover space to pass the ball to Benzema, where the French striker showed why he is one of the best in the world, knocking in a diving header to make sure that Real Madrid would have a shot at another Champions League title. Despite the lessons from the first leg, neither side appeared particularly sharp in front of goal early on. However, Bayern were far more innovative than the Spaniards overall, and that was partly due to Emery's game plan to absorb the pressure and attempt to counter. Chukwueze ensured that it was finally a success by converting with Villarreal's only shot on target, and this is a defeat that will hurt the 2020 longer be written off this edition. They have now dumped out Juventus and Bayern and will fancy their chances against what will possibly be Liverpool. Given the run of games Jurgen Klopp's men face, This one could be trickier than predicted for the Reds. Emery and his men might be struggling for Europe in La Liga, but they have the heart and the collective spirit to thrive as the ultimate underdogs. Had Bayern somehow scraped through, the possibility of a heavy defeat to Liverpool was strong. This is not the same mighty Bundesliga behemoth of the past, and they continued their worrying trend of permitting their opponents to score, while Lewandowski's future is now a principal talking point. It was one thing getting past an inexperienced Red Bull Salzburg side, but another coming up in opposition to such a wily unit as this Villarreal team. It's possibly a blessing in disguise for Bayern, who bow out and enable Villarreal to give the semi-finals everything as they strive to go one step further than their 2005-06 adventure and follow up their Europa League success with a Champions League final. Whatever occurs next, it has been well-deserved for Emery and his players, who have been unfancied over both legs against Juve and now Bayern, only to come out on top. While Real Madrid were counted out of Champions League at multiple stages due to age and their weaknesses in defense, Carlo Ancelotti doesn't want a perfect squad to compete. While Los Blancos lost the game to Chelsea, when they went behind he made the bold call of subbing out Toni Kroos for younger Eduardo Camavinga. That change, along with a late swap to bring in Rodrigo, paid dividends, as not only did Real Madrid take advantage of Chelsea's tired legs as the match grew on, but their stars stepped up when it mattered. Who else do you prefer playing a ball into the box for a critical chance in the 80th minute than Luka Modric? What about getting on a header in extra time? The list of players who you would take over Benzema in that situation is tremendously short, which is why Real Madrid will be moving on. Chelsea thought they had anyone of that caliber in Romelu Lukaku, but he was absent from the match, just like their Champions League chances. Across two legs, Chelsea took 48 shots, but were not in a position to emerge with a victory over Real Madrid. Thomas Tuchel's plan was best, as his team was not only in the right areas, but they additionally scored 3 goals to get again into the match. But when tired legs came into play, the team did not pull their weight. Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech and Jorginho took 7 shots between them when coming on late to change the game, with only one of those hitting the target. Chelsea has amazing depth on paper, but it wasn't on display in the trip to Spain, as the trio only created 2 possibilities between them. The change of tempo was needed after the starters went 90-plus minutes at a torrid tempo versus Madrid, but the reserves let their team down. It's unlucky that Pulisic was in this boat, but after returning for national team duty, he has been a shell of the player who pressured their way back into the Chelsea starting side. Kindly subscribe, like, share, comment and press on the notification bell for latest news outline.